It's noon. It's Thursday. It's 1 week before Thanksgiving. And this is Coffee with Ralph. I'm Ralph Gale. I have been hosting this now for quite some time. And this is Long-Term Care Awareness Month. It seems like we have this tendency, whether that's my industry or our world, if you will, to turn this into something quite negative. It's a part of aging, folks. As we get older, we don't seem to be able to do everything we did as we were younger. So it's not a bad thing. It's just part of life, isn't it? And I'm thankful. That's what I'm thinking of now. I'm a week away from Thanksgiving. Speaking of which, by the way, next Thanksgiving or next Thursday, I won't be live. I will be eating turkey, and then probably be in the deer woods most of the day as well. But let's get back to this. Remember, coffeewithralph.com is a free 15-minute call with me. And I'd love to start this conversation about care. You see, this week, I've seen for the first time the frailty of our life, if you will. And maintaining dignity in our waning years when we're physically or mentally not capable of doing things. And the necessity for our families to know what we are doing is absolutely critical. I can't use names, but let me reflect what's going on right now with a family. He's deceased, but for the last 3 years, my client has been in need of care, and one of the family members and his wife moved in with him to take care of him. Now that he's passed, I'm getting the calls. Well, maybe my uncle didn't know what he was doing with his money, and maybe they didn't take good care of him, and maybe this and maybe that. And now the accusations start. Well, maintaining dignity, he decided to stay in his own home, which was probably not the best thing for him, seeing as how he wasn't the best housekeeper in the world, and neither were they. Let's leave it there. Which also meant that his hygiene was probably at risk. The last time I visited him, the house was a mess. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna be gentle. It was a mess. And when I first met this client, he was fastidious about his house. He built wood sailboats. That was his hobby. That was his retirement dream. He was building one in the garage when we first met. And I watched him decline over the years. But when we were first meeting and doing preparation for this thing called care, he was quite assertive in the fact that that was all handled and there would be no problems. But there was, which is normal. So here's what I want to talk about. Ken didn't have any children, but he had a trusted niece and nephew who did the best they could for him without any kind of instruction or direction whatsoever. So I thought about it. How better to illustrate this than to tell you about the first time I taught my daughter to make pancakes. A little bit of a weird story, but that's okay. We'll get there. You know, at 7 or 8 years old, wherever it was, her ability to crack eggs was not stellar. It was pretty rough. And so I watched her crack the eggs into the pancake batter, and we had shells in there, which we proceeded to try to get out. So I had to instruct her on how to crack an egg on a flat surface and break it open so that none of the shell would be in our food. That didn't work real well. So we started all over, and we started cracking the eggs into a bowl where we could take out the shell pieces before we mix it into our batter. We did that. We finally got it all mixed up, and I had batter against the walls because she picked up the mixer and it spun all over without turning it off. You know how that. And you could get upset with that, but hey, listen, we're teaching something here. So the instructions kept going, and we got it on the grill finally, and her round pancakes weren't really round, but that's okay too. And then I said, now wait, you'll see bubbles develop. And when the bubbles start popping, you can slide your pancake turn in there, make sure you work around it so it's all loosened up, pick it up, turn it over and flip it over. And of course, I don't need to tell you, that didn't work real well for probably the first half dozen pancakes. But she finally got it. She left one on too long and it got burnt. But hey, we made progress. And the next time and the next time and the next time got better and better and better until one day I could just say, go make pancakes. And we got pancakes that were pancakes that didn't have eggshells in it, mixed up properly, tastes good, flipped well, done well. Everything worked. But we can't do that with our care. We can't say, okay, listen, when that time comes and my personal hygiene is what needs to be taken care of. I really don't want you doing it. I want a professional to do it because they've been trained. Our children, we're not going to be there to tell our children how to do it, how not to. Let's think about it now. When we had them as little babies, we could grab them by the ankles, pick them up, get the diaper off, put the new diaper underneath. Quick, bing, bing, bing. Hold on a minute, I'm 200 pounds. You're not going to pick me up by my ankles, fling me around, change my diaper. So here I am watching, I don't know, Facebook or something the other day, and I see a device that was developed and introduced by a caregiver that could help her roll her paraplegic mother or father, whatever it was, roll them to the side so she could take care of that hygiene issue and change that diaper. And I thought to myself, boy, isn't that brilliant? Nursing homes will need that because you have to think about how they do it. Right now, they'll put a pillow between their knees and roll them up and do all that good stuff. But here's this device that it's hard foam or whatever it is, and proper spacing between the legs so that everything can be changed and done. And I'm thinking to myself as I'm watching it, boy, if I'm in my right mind, I'm not sure I want my daughter doing that. No, I really don't. I really don't. But here's the but. If we don't spell it out and we don't tell them what we expect of them, how in the world are they going to give us the best care? How in the world are they going to give us the care we want? And more than that, how are we going to maintain our dignity? And by the way, their dignity too. I have not experienced it. I can't tell you, but I can imagine changing a parent's soiled diaper. It can't be the most pleasant thing we do. I don't think that's what we want. We want to help our children be part of our life during that point in time, be the emotional support that we need, so that when it comes time for Thanksgiving dinner, everybody has their dignity. Everybody can appreciate the meal. And there's no stress. And there's no strife. In situations like going on right now, where somebody suspects something and it's not really true because it was never spoken of, talked out, worked on. You see, my personal care is only a piece of this puzzle. I talk a lot about it, because that's where reality has to come from. It has to come from that thought that there's going to be a time when I can't do this. And who's going to take care of it when I can't? That includes our finances. This whole thing is about the money, not necessarily the care that this person got. And I find that disturbing, but normal. That's what most families break apart over, is the money. And I'm sure when everything sorts out, that they'll find that the money was used for his care and that things were done properly. But what's the damage to the family? Is it repairable or not? I guess it depends on the family. But why repair it if you can avoid the breakage of it? Why work on repairing relationships when you can work on building relationships, making them stronger as you go? Hey, listen, Coffee with Ralph is a free 15-minute call. There's no pressure there. I just want to get this information and whatever information you might need, whether that's on Medicare or long-term care, life insurance planning. If I can start the conversation with you, that'd be great. Coffeewithralph.com, free 15-minute call with me. I'm going to get off the air now. I'm going to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Be good and take care.